Most of you know that I've been using the Plasma 6 desktop for about a year now, and there's one problem. I am entirely too addicted to this thing. I mean, so addicted, in fact, that I literally bought a new mouse just yesterday. However, I've been doing really good, especially the last couple of weeks during my vacation time, of weaning myself off of my addiction to the mouse. Now, I think it goes without saying that things like GIMP, Kdenlive, and those applications, I can't really do much about using a mouse. I just have to use a mouse for a lot of different tasks. Although I could use, or at least learn some of the key bindings and combine the two, maybe. Anyway, without further ado, I just wanted to just kind of show you some of the things that I've done with the Plasma 6 desktop. So let's get into it, shall we? So as you can see here, I have my Plasma 6 desktop, and as you can see, I have both of my monitors. Well, I'm going to shut this one off right here, just for a minute here, and then I'll turn it back on here at a later time. Okay. So let's just kind of take a look and see what I've done. So let's go to the settings. One of the main things that I did is I've basically tried out various Plasma 6 editions from Arch to other distributions. And I found the same problem that it had consistently, like conflicting key bindings. And this is just annoying to me. So I came through here and I went through here. I have to use the mouse here. I don't know why, but here I literally had to go through everything. All of the key bindings. So like if you said window management. So here's a bunch of key bindings, and a lot of them I basically just got rid of by default. Basically just disabled all of these key bindings, and I put in new key bindings of my own. And then I put in some key bindings for like the Brave browser and that sort of thing. And I just kind of figured out a way to use this where I wasn't dependent on my mouse. So let me show you what I've done. All right, so let's go ahead. If I hit meta enter, I can spawn a terminal, and I can turn my session of tmux on. So I already had a session of tmux going, a couple sessions in fact, or I guess just one. And here I am. So now here are my to-do lists. And there's a few other things, like basically if I wanted, for example, if I wanted, let's say notes. So if I wanted like a new section of notes, that's how I would do it. Here I have my browser open on my third monitor. And if I hit meta shift and then the left arrow key, I go to the second monitor, and now it's there. And of course, if I hit shift, meta shift, and then like H, I can go back and forth just like that. Switches back and forth very easily. If I want full screen mode, meta Y, kind of like that. So say I wanted to add another screen. Say I wanted to minimize it. Well, I do meta U, for example. Right? So as you can see, this is pretty nice already as it is. So let's go to something kind of safe. Let's go to, like, say, Facebook. So I think Alt 4. That's Facebook, for example. Now on Facebook, I can go up and down with J and K, just like my Vim key bindings, because I'm using Vimium. And I can go down, and you can see that this works really, really well. If I wanted to go to the very top, I could do Alt and 1, for example. Alt 2 is the second, Alt 3 is the third. Alt 9 goes way down to the bottom. Control T is for a new tab. So say I wanted a new tab. There's a few other things, but mainly that's kind of some of the things I would use. You can hit F6, for example, kind of like this when the focus is hovering over the individual tabs, and you can use either tab or shift tab. You go up and down. This works really well. I'll show you a few things that I thought was kind of interesting. So let's just go right here. I went up to an actual like get account. So let's go over here. Install Pappies with pip, or one of the alternatives. And one of the alternatives obviously is a link. So let's do capital F and capital K. And I can just go to that page. And then if I wanted to go back, I just hit capital H and it goes back. This is really useful. Not only that, there are a whole bunch of other things that I can do, but there's one that really caught my attention, and that is this F10 right here. Before I actually show it though, let me full screen this because I really want to get this. Okay, so let's go back here. Let's take a look at that F10. Okay, so now what I can do is I can do Shift Tab, and that goes backwards. Now, if you were wondering what I was using to scroll inside of the page with the capital F, it's this browse cut. It's really awesome. Give it a try. I've been using it for a couple of days. I've been thoroughly enjoying it. But let's take a look at this right tab. Now, here I could just hit tab a couple of times. And there you can see it's highlighted on the right, the bar on the right side. So let's go over here, for example, and let's go over here to the Linux kernel mailing list, for example. That's a good thing to be able to use your keyboard with, because this is going, like before, you know, you could just like point and click, and it just takes way too long, folks. It really does. It just, oh my God. Let's see here. Where's Linus Torvalds? Let's see. Let's do F. Let's do AM. All right. Now we have, like, you can see there's a thread on the right side. So let's see what Hector Martin said to spark all of this debate. Or let's see, how about David? Dave. Okay. I don't know what his last name is. I can't see that. That text is really small. So basically, this is a reply. Right. So he's like, to back up SEMA here, we don't need grandstanding, brigading, playing to the crowd. So let's see. Control F. Okay, so L. The next one. I'm tired. I'm tired of seeing positive, technically impressive kernel projects blockaded, delayed by maintainers with no technical justification, and at best ending up moving along at a glacial pace. So you can see that, like, I can scroll through and I can, this is really helpful. So let's look at like what Linus Torvalds says. See, this is a good way to like make a video, and I'm not saying this is what I'm going to do, but so now if I go back, I wanted to go back, you know, a few threads. So if I just keep hitting Control H, I'm just going back. And I make it back to where I was. Pretty freaking cool, if you ask me. There's a really good hands-free way of doing this. And as you can see, if I hit Meta Y again, you see how that toggles. You can see, like, if I decided, for example, I just wanted to start writing some notes or something. I can do that. And it's really fast. It's really painless. And there are a few other things. For example, there's one pet peeve, though, I'm going to warn you right now. And this is something that I absolutely hate. And it just barely makes this actually workable. So let's go to the next virtual desktop, number 2. And you can see right here that I have the tiled layout, but if I change it to like monocle, for example, and let's go back to number 1, I'm in the monocle layout in the first desktop. And this is driving me nuts. So let's go back to the stack tiled layout. That's the one that I had. And here's what we got that. The stacked layout, that was the next layout. That's the only other layout that I have. And that's like this. Kind of like that. And then like if I wanted to move it down, like I wanted to move one of the windows down a little bit, I could do like meta shift J or K. No, that's the switch. Sorry. Control shift J. I can move that down. I can switch between the two of them. So it's kind of the same thing. I think this is very good. So if I hit meta Y, I can make that full screen. Pretty cool stuff right there. Again, let's go back to my stacked layout. I like that. I usually use this one. Okay, so now I am going to show you here on my browser or my desktop over here. If I switch this to monocle, monitor number 1 doesn't have the monocle layout. It doesn't have the same layout. So everything on per monitor, every single desktop is going to have the same layout. And it's true it's this way also when you're using your laptop. However, when you're only using your laptop on Plasma 6, at least this is my experience, the virtual desktops work a lot better. Let's just close this for a minute. Let's go here. And, okay. So let's go over here. And if I open up GIMP, for example, there we go. I'm here. If I come back here, this is working, right? This is kind of working. I mean, I can switch between virtual desktops. And my thing is, I would like to be able to switch between virtual desktops and layouts. But I guess that's not, I don't think this is possible. So if you guys have any suggestions on what I could do to fix this, that would be great. But so far, I haven't been able to figure it out. But I do think that this is okay. It's something that I can live with. But it's kind of the bare minimum. Like I said, I think pretty much every desktop environment I've ever used actually does this better. So devs, I don't know what to tell you. The other thing I will say, and this is just a constructive criticism, this isn't a put down by any stretch, is if you go to the settings, dude, seriously, folks, put all your key bindings in one area. Not like all of these different areas where I have to like sift through and everything else and try and figure out what you've done. And if you're wondering what I was using for the tiling, That's pretty easy. If I go over here to window management, Q1 scripts, I'm using Cronkite, and I'm only using 3 layouts. So if you use 0, you're basically disabling the layout. And then like the first one, second one, you just basically put it in order. Pretty easy. And if you take a look at like my window rules and desktop effects and that sort of thing, I don't have really anything other than maybe like wobbly windows. I don't have very much, to be honest. And that's pretty much everything that I've been working on. Now I have a system where I can pretty much just keep my hands on my keyboard pretty much about 98% of the time. So like if I went up here to like say I'm going to Chat GPT, for example, if I could be in the right one. So if I go here to Chat GPT, I can start prompting whatever it is and get my answer and go to a new thread or a new something or another, and it's all really fast, and I don't have to take my hands off my keyboard. I can stay perfectly comfortable, and I'm looking forward to streaming like this. I think this is going to be really cool, very seamless, and yeah, I think this is just going to work really well. What do you guys think of my mouse-free setup of the Plasma 6 desktop? Leave me a comment in the section below. And what did I miss? I'd love to hear from you. If you'd like to see a video on how Linux completely wrecks Windows, go right over here. So I'd like to just take this time to thank Scrub Ghost, Isak, I think Ethan's a member now, and Russell. Hey, without these guys, this show wouldn't be possible. If you'd like to contribute, hey, buy me a cup of coffee or join and become a member. Buy me a t-shirt, buy a t-shirt of mine or something. All right, I'll see you later, nerds. Bye.